I've now officially hit 7,000 combat power on my Hyperboost character, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how I hit 7k, and that is very doable for most of you, and eventually all of you if you guys put in a little bit of work for a week or a few days. So let's just jump into it. Here's my character on my Hyperboost. We are officially on 7k. I can actually reach way higher because I do have a cloak, and with the new battle pass, I can potentially get it to even 7.1 or 7.2k. But how did I hit 7k, and how is it possible for you guys to get there? Now, the main thing looking at the character is all the small things on the side that gives you CP, like artifacts and stuff, you guys should already have, and the T2 gear, all you should already have. The main thing that you will get weapon mastery from is going to be upgrading to a tier 3 gear. A tier 3 upgrade from a T2 is almost 50 CP, and then it's a heroic weapon. It's almost, I think, from a T2 is like 250 CP. It's like a huge increase for a heroic weapon, right? And then, of course, being able to trade it. And then the other weapon mastery where you get from the main other source will be your weapon mastery level. This is why I've been telling people to focus on weapon mastery levels. My weapon mastery levels on each of these are 137. You can see it right here, 137 and 137. And I do get weapon mastery by doing open world dungeons, but also what you guys can do is finishing your codex. It gives you a bunch of weapon mastery here. You can see here you get like 5 or 6 million per these, which is really nice way to get weapon mastery level. All of these are completed, but each level gives 3 weapon mastery, which is pretty massive. Getting 3 weapon mastery each level, every 10 levels 30. You know, if you get 100 levels, it's 300 on one weapon, and then 300 on another weapon. And then you have the weapon mastery skills down here. By unlocking the slots, you actually get 20, and by equipping a skill, you get 20. So you get 40 CA compound power from there too. So weapon mastery will be like the main thing that will always be increasing. So you want to be focusing on getting your weapon mastery high if you want to be doing the hard stuff in this game, because eventually, to enter certain dimensional trials, you need to be 7,000 or up CP to get the best rewards. And then the other thing would be if you want to enter the Nightmare Raid, or if you ever want to do the Nightmare Raid, you want to have 7,000 CP too. So 7,000 CP is required mostly for these type of contents. And if you're probably going to introduce more content in the future that will require you to do so. But aside from that, how can you guys level up your gear the fastest, and which way should you gear it up to get the most CP and also get the most attributes? Now, what I will always tell people to do is you want to be getting a tier 3 weapon. That should be your main thing. One tier 3 weapon to save materials. And once you have the tier 3 weapon, what you can do if you want to get a second tier 3 weapon is using the sync system. Because once you have actually leveled up, one tier 3 weapon, you can use that to save your growth stones on another tier 3 weapon. So let's say this weapon is level 0, it's a tier 3 weapon. I can just feed it into the syncs, it automatically becomes a plus 12. All I have to do is just trade it out after that. And that is why getting the weapon is really nice. And then the second thing I would tell people to do is get the rings. Now you guys can see I have 2 level 12 tier 3 rings, which gives me like 50 CP, 50 CP each. Now you will see this ring is level 12 and the other ring is level 12. However, one of the rings are actually a fake level 12, because if you see, if I leveled this one up to level 12, but if you take this one off, it's actually level 6 ring. But because I'm syncing it, I have 2 rings level 12. So it's a really nice way to save a bunch of materials by doing this for your rings and then doing it for your weapons. And the game actually gives you a lot of growth stones for each of your pieces, which is weapons, armor, and accessories. If you look at the currency, if you look at the Ornate Coin tab, you will see you can buy ring ones, you can buy the gear ones. Wait, I haven't bought this one, and I'm upgrading my gear. All right, that's good to know. And you can buy the weapon one here, and then you can do the same thing at the resistance shop right here. You can get certain amount of accessory, gear, and weapons growth stone for free. So that way you don't have to waste too much of your materials when you're actually trying to sync stuff. So syncing these two is really important. And then the next thing is, what do you focus on next? My highly big advice for you everybody will be to get a weapon. Heroic weapon. You should start working on a heroic weapon. You can level it up if you have the battle pass. That's why I said in my last video this is kind of a mandatory thing to buy, because with this you can actually get a heroic and you can level it up, and your goal should be to trade it out eventually. So you should be having a tier 3 weapon, a heroic weapon, and then 2 rings. Once you have done that, you will see most of my gear is old T2, which I got. You can see it's the base T2 gear. Nothing different. But I'm focusing on getting set bonuses for my gear. So once you have the rings, you have the weapons, the next thing you want to focus on is not a different accessory or cloak. You want to start going for set bonuses. So I'm going for the brute set right here. You'll see I have a 2-set brute. Brute here, brute here. It's a cheap set to get. And then I'm using my materials for these sets. And then my next goal is going to be probably get the 4 set before I start working on anything else. But with this, it is enough to hit a 7k CP. And after that, you can just work on everything else. Now, you can also do certain things, which is leveling up your runes. You will see my runes are pretty high level, 86, 80, certain of them. And then I have a bunch of chaos runes too. And how do I get these chaos runes? And it is actually by completing the co-op dungeon. Now, you don't have to rank super high. Ranking super high is nice for the chaos runes, but if you just do the accumulated reward by farming the T1 dungeon, you can actually get a chaos rune selection chest at the every single week. So if you've been doing it every week, you will have 4 chaos rune selection chests, and then you should open 2 of them for weapons, and then you should open for each of your gear piece. That way you will have a chaos rune in each of your gear piece. So you will see here I have a chaos rune in this, I have a chaos rune in this, a newer one, I have a chaos rune in this, I have a chaos rune in this, and I have a chaos rune in this, and in this. So basically, you'll be able to get chaos rune in each piece if you want to hit that 7k CP threshold. It's a really great way to do it, but runes are a really great way to farm. So if I were you guys and I want to prioritize things, this is how I would do it. First of all, weapon mastery every time you can run it. When you guys run weapon mastery, it's extremely important that you guys are using the food buff, which is the golden apple pie, which gives you 50% extra mastery, and these stacks, so 50% extra mastery bonus. You can use this. And then on top of it, you want to be using this, which is the abundance fruit, which gives you 30% solid bonus, so you guys can earn solid. And the next thing you want to do is you want to buy the mastery report, which gives you another 30%. And these all stacks, you get 50% stacked on 30%, which would be 80%. And then you can also, if your guild is nice and you have a guild, you can ask them to use the guild skill, which has weapon mastery. This one is 5%, but it can upgrade to like 10%. So 80, 90% weapon mastery bonus, which is pretty huge. And then you can actually increase it even more if you're able to get the obsidian weapons, which is this ones. And then if you get these ones, you get additional 50%. So now we're like 130%, 140% weapon mastery bonus by just farming your tokens. So when you're burning your tokens, you'll get way more weapon and mastery EXP if you're doing it this way. And the best way to, of course, do it is Crimson Mastery. You can do it anywhere. You eventually get the same XP if you run the buffs, but it's the Crimson B3 is definitely the fastest, but also the hardest. I run it like 30 minutes with all the buffs, and I get around 50 to 100 million EXP every time, depending on how efficient my team is, which is basically half or all of the weapon mastery you get from here by just running 30 or 40 minutes. It's pretty crazy. And if you want to do more, you can also always buy more of these if you want to level your weapon even more. Having a weapon at like around 130 is a good place right now, or 125. But you can, if you min-max it even more than I have, you could probably get your weapons to even 140, 145 right now. It's a pretty good way to increase your weapon mastery. So if people are saying, Spit, I'm missing some weapon mastery, I'm missing some combat power, I'm missing 100 combat power, I'm missing 50 combat power, and I can't get there, just run your tokens with all the buffs, and boom, you'll get like 30 CP really quick or 40 CP really quick. And then the second thing is, of course, the runes. But changing your gear should be your main priority right now. So I hope most of you guys are working on your heroic. You can slowly start trading it. Trades aren't like the craziest thing on the heroics. The main thing is like actually being able to level it. And with these resources that we got, you can actually level it pretty easy from the craftsman. And if you look at my resources right now, because like I showed you guys, I have a lot of gear pieces, but I can actually get more. Look at this. I have enough resources. I have 1,000 noble stones, which means if I wanted to right now, I can actually get 4 pieces or even 3-4 more pieces of tier 3 gear. So if I actually min-maxed my character currently and I leveled up my cloak, because as you guys can see, if you look at this boy right here, we can get 50 more growth stones, and I think I already have some, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. I have 30 already, so I have 80 growth stones, so I can easily get this cloak to like level 6 maybe, maybe even 7, and then put traits on it, so that will instantly increase my CP by like 100 or more. And then I have enough resources from the growth stones, as you guys can see. I have like I have 1,000 snowball stones, so I can make 1,000 growth stones, which is easily 3 more pieces. If I wanted to, I can get 150 more minimum for my gear, and I can get another 100 from that. So that's like 200. So I can be at 7.3k right now if I actually min max it. But as you guys know, this is my second character. It's not my main character. And most of my resources are actually going to my main character. So I was able to do this on this character with very minimal resources because all the resources are going into this character, which is like where I have the high CP. So as a Hyperboost character, you definitely have the ability to at least reach 7k. So if you are struggling, just follow these tips and we just work on this. I have a bunch of videos already. If you're wondering how to get growth stones or unlock stones or level up your heroic or level up your tier 3 gear or how to do weapon mastery, all of those videos are on my channel and they will help you guys out. If I am able to do it with very minimal resources, I do think you guys are able to too. If you guys are spending everything you're earning inside of your character on your character, you should be able to hit 7k. But that is it. If you guys have any questions or reaching 7k or anything, you can tune into my streams. I try to stream every single day, and you can ask me anything you want or ask in the comments below. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.